For nearly 300 years, Christians had only two choices: worship the Roman gods or die. Thousands were burned, imprisoned, and executed inside the greatest empire on earth. Then something unimaginable happened. The most powerful man in the world began listening to a humble Christian bishop. That conversation would forever change the destiny of Christianity and the Roman Empire itself. At the beginning of the 4th century, being a Christian was still dangerous. Although some persecutions had begun to ease, fear remained everywhere. Churches had been destroyed, sacred scriptures had been burned, countless believers had become martyrs, simply for refusing to deny Jesus Christ. Far away in Hispania lived a respected bishop named Hosius of Cordoba. Unlike military leaders or wealthy politicians, Hosius possessed no army and no political office. His authority came from something far greater: his unwavering faith, his wisdom, and his reputation for integrity. Christians throughout the empire trusted his judgment. Around this same time, Constantine rose to power after years of brutal civil wars. Unlike previous emperors, he became increasingly curious about the Christian faith. Reports of Christian courage under persecution reached him again and again. Instead of seeing weakness, Constantine saw remarkable strength. Seeking guidance, the emperor invited Hosius to become one of his closest advisors. Many wondered how a simple bishop could influence the ruler of the greatest empire on earth. Yet meeting after meeting, Hosius spoke not about politics or conquest, but about justice, mercy, humility, and the teachings of Jesus Christ. He reminded Constantine that true authority existed to protect people rather than terrify them. Those conversations profoundly shaped the emperor's thinking. In the year 313, Constantine and Licinius issued the Edict of Milan. For the first time in Roman history, Christianity became legally protected. Christians could openly worship without fearing execution. Churches were rebuilt. Confiscated property was returned. Families no longer had to hide, simply because they believed in Christ. But Hosius' work was far from finished. As Christianity rapidly expanded, disagreements began dividing believers. Different bishops argued over the nature of Christ, threatening to fracture the young church. Once again, Constantine turned to Hosius for wisdom. The bishop advised the emperor to gather Christian leaders from across the empire. In the year 325, bishops traveled to the city of Nicaea for what became the first ecumenical council in Christian history. Hosius presided over many of its discussions, helping guide debates that would shape Christian doctrine for centuries. Together the bishops affirmed the divinity of Jesus Christ and produced the Nicene Creed, a declaration of faith, still recited by millions around the world today. Despite serving beside emperors, Hosius never sought wealth or personal glory. Even in old age, when later emperors pressured him to abandon orthodox Christian teaching, he refused to compromise. He chose suffering over betraying the truth he had defended throughout his entire life. Hosius died after serving the church for more than 60 years. History rarely remembers his name. Yet without his wisdom, courage, and unwavering faith, the course of Christianity, and perhaps the entire Western world, might have been very different. His story reminds us that the greatest victories are not always won with swords or armies. Sometimes one faithful voice can change the heart of an emperor, and one changed emperor can change the history of the world.